So Valentine's Day is kind of like this love it or you hate it kind of thing, so we're gonna love and hate it. Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing a Valentine's Day book tag, which I don't know who actually started it. I just sort of like typed it up on YouTube and then found some questions. And then we're going to do the anti-Valentine's Day book tag, which was by Isabel Books, over this person right here. I guess I should move over because books. Alright, so question number 1 for the Valentine's Day book tag is, who was your first book crush? And I assume that it's supposed to be the character. And so I guess it was this person, or one of these people. Nicholas Ravenna, or Ravenna? I don't know exactly how to say his last name, but Nicholas, because vampire bad boy. And that's pretty much all you need to know. I decided that I didn't want to go for the goody two-shoes brother. I wanted to go for the bad boy. That's what happened. Look, I was like 13, 14, something. Question number 2. What book would you want to be your Valentine? And I really don't quite understand this question in its entirety. Like, the characters that I'd want to date, or is this the world that I'd want to live in for my Valentine? I don't know. So I'm just gonna say the Vine Art Wars, and that's the series, because the magic in there is really cool. It's very limited. The world itself, like the construct of it, is quite nice. There is some agriculture bits. There's some seafaring bits. There's some politic bits. And of course there's the magic, so that's pretty cool. There are magical creatures that we need to defeat. And the characters seem very well-rounded, very grounded in their world and their station in life. I mean, there are some stupid decisions, but they're not like, you could have made the best decision or you made the stupid decision. It was 2 really bad decisions, so you made the less stupid one. Alright, question number 3. Candy hearts or chocolate? Chocolate, but don't get me wrong, I like some of the candy hearts. I don't like the chalky ones, but there are better tasting ones that they've made in more recent years that are kind of like sweethearts. Ooh, it's raining. But those are really good. Sorry, I'm a squirrel. Distracted. Alright, and question number 4. We're on 4. What book would you give your true love? Well, my true love is my husband, and he isn't a big novel book reader. He reads a lot of comics. He's big into DC, and his favorite DC superhero is Aquaman. I know, and not just because of the movie. He's actually really upset about the movie. I would probably give him the entire New 52 set, the nice ones, because he has a comicsology where he can read them on his phone, but I would get him the actual issues. What is your favorite rom-com? Question number 5. I don't like rom-coms. I don't like roms. It's just not my thing. But if I had to choose one, and one that I've seen or was forced to watch, one that I finished, one that didn't make me puke, that's a very limited number, and I guess that would end up being The Proposal. Honestly, it was less about the whole journey and more about that I really like the ending where she's trying to get her green card and they're just making all these stupid mistakes. It's great. Number 6. Best Valentine's Day gift you ever received. The best Valentine's Day gift I ever received was actually not a Valentine's Day gift. I know that sounds stupid, but hear me out. Even though I took 5 or 6 years of Japanese during Saturday school, I still can't speak Japanese, so I decided in high school, they offer Japanese, so I'll take it. And of course, they teach you a little bit more than just the language. And there's this thing, apparently in Japan, where Valentine's Day is only when women give chocolates and whatnot to men. But men do not give women anything. That comes a month later, which is White Day, which is March 14th. And because of that, I told my boyfriend at the time, I was like, oh my god, there's this thing called White Day, and it's supposed to be like when the men give the chocolates and whatever things to women, it's supposed to be white. So white chocolates, marshmallows, white teddy bears, and if the man received chocolates and they didn't really like the girl, then they give her a handkerchief to like dab her tears. This is a thing, apparently. I don't know how true this actually is because I don't know how old the information that my teacher had. So for Valentine's Day, he gave me chocolates, and then a month later on White Day, he gave me a bouquet of white roses and with little baby's breath surrounding it instead of like green leaves and stuff. So that was the best Valentine's Day gift I ever got. And last one. Favorite or least favorite thing about Valentine's Day? Do you love it or you hate it? I'm kind of like that in between. Because, like, how do I put this? It's kind of like how we have Mother's Day and Father's Day. You should always, be grateful for your parents if you love them, and you should always show them your appreciation for what they do. But at the same time, like, we have Mother's Day because you're supposed to give your mother that extra special love, or your father that extra special love on their days. And it's a celebration of motherhood and of fatherhood, and it's just an extra day. It's not supposed to be like, this is the only day that you show your love and appreciation for your significant person in your life. That's not what Valentine's Day, I think, is really about. But it's a special day to sort of remind yourself of, love that you have. And that's not just romantic love. I think that love is bountiful and can be shown in many different forms. I used to give Valentine's Day, cards and chocolates and shit to my friends because I loved them in that way, in that friendship way. And it's kind of nice. It's something to look forward to. So I appreciate that. I do, however, really hate Valentine's Day for all the shit that we are supposed to expect from our significant other. Look, one of the best Valentine's Days that I've ever had was literally Netflix and pizza. We did not go out and face the crowds. We did not have a romantic lit dinner. We ate disgusting amounts of pizza, had some chocolate, watched some shitty movies, and, fell asleep. And that was great. It was wonderful. And we had that night to ourselves. What's there not to like about that? But, when people start saying, oh no, did you get the dinner reservation? And what are we doing special? And did you get me a present? Like, that's a bunch of bullshit. I'm just saying. If this is what you expect from your significant other, then you're really sort of expecting the wrong things. They really should be showing you how much they love and appreciate you through the entire year. It's not just for this one day that, you decide, okay, we're going to go out to dinner. We're going to go have a stroll at the park or on the beach, or we're going to go see a museum or a play or a movie that you really wanted to see. Like, those are things that you can do throughout the year. Whatever makes you guys happy, do that. But you shouldn't have to make it romantic. So I think that's it for the romantic Valentine's Day section. Now on to the other one, the anti-Valentine's Day. So these have a bunch of actually really cute names, which I will put in the description below, but I don't want to say them because they're kind of long and it isn't the question. It isn't the point, so I'm going to just get to the point. But they do have really cute names. Please check them out. Or go to Isabellen Books and go check out her video that she made like a couple years ago, maybe. So, number 1, what is a light romance or no romance book? I don't read a lot of those, so this is kind of difficult. But I'm going to say that it's The Left Hand of God because it's more of an action-oriented thing. There is kind of a romance, but I wouldn't call it romantic. It's more that there are these boys who have never seen a girl in their entire lives, and this girl sort of appears. I wouldn't say appears, but they find her, and they know that she represents something very special, and she ends up going with them, and they kind of like her, and that was their introduction into girls. And then later on, the main character falls in love with a girl, a different girl, and I wouldn't call that love either. It's more conquest. And I think that they both sort of know it. At least that's the way that it comes across to me. So I'm going to say that's The Left Hand of God is my light romance book. Number 2. What book belongs in the fire? Are we surprised? At all. Like, at all. I have had lots to say about this book. I should say no more. If you want to actually go see how much I hate this book, there's a link. Number 3. Trashy movies you love to hate. Rom-coms generally. I don't know what it is about like romantic comedies that I can't stand. I think that it's just the bumbling idiocy that happens with most of the characters. I don't think love makes you that much of an idiot. Again, I also think that there's a lot of expectations that our young audiences do expect to translate into their everyday life, which is just not true. It's the reason why we go to like a movie to escape and to get that sort of fantasy.
3 hours later.
I've given up trying to explain away why I think that they're really quite damaging. But beyond that, I guess, I can't really name anything specifically. I just hate the whole genre. Alright, what is a book series that you broke up with and love it? That, unfortunately, has to be the Grisha trilogy. I know that there was the Grisha Longathon recently that happened, and lots of people had things to say about why it was so crap. And yeah, that was pretty much it. Like, I read through the first book, Shadow and Bone, and I was just like, why was this recommended to me? What is happening? Why are they so stupid? Like, I understand that they're teens, but they're also, like, in the military? Like, you'd think that they'd make a few better decisions. I was not about it. I didn't read the rest of the series, and I was actually really sort of hesitant to pick up Six of Crows. I'm glad I did, because that was so much better than the first trilogy. But yeah, I really broke up with the Grisha trilogy, and I was very happy for it. All right, who is your favorite independent female character? That's difficult. Honestly, because this channel is not really dedicated to specifically books, it's dedicated to stories in general. I honestly think that I'm going to say my favorite independent female character is... Oh my god, what is her name? Sorry, it took me a moment. Clark Griffin from The 100. Not the book, the TV series, because the book sucked. Oh, the book sucked. To talk a little bit about her, I really like that she's strong up front. She has very definitive ideas. She is self-assured, but she's still very vulnerable. She isn't our typical strong female character where, she's a badass and she don't need no man and she lacks empathy and everything. She's actually a very empathetic character. She embraces love. She has a very strong relationship with both of her parents. More her dad, it seems, than her mother, but still, like, she loves her mother very, very fiercely. She looks after people. She's a caregiver. Her whole thing is that she was training to be a doctor, just like her mother. So she has a lot of medical expertise, and I think that the moment I really fell in love with her in season 1, and P.S. if you haven't seen The 100, plan to, don't want to have a little bit of spoiler, skip a little bit ahead, just that way. But yeah, the moment I fell in love with her was when she's out in the forest and they find out that there's like this acidic fog that catches people, and there's a kid who's just acid burn or radiation burned to hell. He can't move, he's dying, and she makes the call, essentially, like, there's no way that anyone can save him, and she just says okay and decides to kill him in the most sweet and gentle way possible for what they had, which was just, a knife in the neck. And he bleeds out, and she stays with him. That's a different kind of strength than what we see from most strong female characters. So I really was happy that they showed that, especially because this is supposed to be, I want to say, teeny bopper show, because that's kind of how it's shot and how it goes, especially for first season. But it was a very serious moment, and the character was built for that. So I really enjoyed her. I really did. If you haven't seen it, please check out the 100. If for nothing else, for her character. She's really good. Alright, next is favorite book friendships. Again, this is kind of hard because, like, a lot of the friendships that I really enjoy end up being, like, romantic interests, and I'm like, no, I wanted you to just be friends, jeez. And I don't want to mention a bunch of the stuff that I've read recently because I'm going to be talking about it, but to go back to sort of my roots, I honestly think that Az and Crowley from Good Omens, they're my favorite. I got through most of the book, I put it down and never picked it up, so I don't actually know how that book ends, but just like thinking about an angel and the snake from the Garden of Eden being roommates and simultaneously trying to bring about and also stop the end of the world, prophecy, like, I don't know why, that just brings me so much joy. They're also really sassy with each other, and they kind of understand each other's placement. They don't hate each other despite the fact that they're on opposing sides. It's quite fun. And the last one is best comfort reads, and I don't have comfort reads. I don't go back to books very often, so I'm going to say comfort watches because that's the thing that I do when I want to, and this one I have to say is Marco Polo. I'm really sad that they did not make a season 3 because even though I wasn't happy with season 2, I wanted it to sort of like redeem itself, but dude, like, that first season of Marco Polo, I probably watched 100 times because I was parsing out, like, every little freaking detail, like, literally down to the sentence in some cases, because I was like, oh, this thing makes so much more sense now that I've really paid attention to the direction and what was happening and what was being said. And then season 2 happened, and I was like, all that beautiful art just, like, you threw it on the floor and then pooped on it. Again, if you haven't seen Marco Polo, it's on Netflix. Be prepared for a pretty amazing season 1 and then season 2 just being eh. There was a special that was released-ish during Christmas time. It was just a standalone. That is also very good. It got me hyped for season 2. I wish that Netflix would bring it back, even though I know that it was part of the Weinstein Company, and we all know how that went. And apparently the reason why that they didn't want to make a season 3 was because the actor who was playing the Khan was asking for more money, and they couldn't afford his salary, so they had to dump it. But I still wish they would bring it back, and I would totally watch that whole thing 100 more times, just if it needed 1,000 more views throughout both seasons and the extra standalone. I would do it. I would volunteer and do it myself. That's all I have for you today. Hope you liked this video. Please leave a comment below if you love or hate Valentine's Day and why, because I think both arguments are valid. Like, we have a bad relationship with Valentine's Day generally, I think, no matter if you love it or you hate it. I mean, unless you're here for the chocolate, in which case, like, we have the same relationship with Halloween. Yeah, please like this video and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already to get more videos that are probably much better than this. And I guess I will see you in the next video. All right, bye.